And by then it just had gone down to a drip because I'd lost so much. And so my vision started going wider and wider and wider, and I could barely see anything, just little spots. And then the next thing I know, I'm looking down at a body, and I didn't realize who it was. I was just looking at this body, and I was thinking, "Oh man, that guy looks terrible. Like he doesn't look very good." And I could see all this blood around. And then it took me a good couple seconds to realize that was me. And then as soon as I realized it was me, I went shooting straight up like a rocket. And I went through the clouds. And then all of a sudden I was in this black void space. Just that seemed like empty of everything. I could feel things around me, but I couldn't see anything. And then there was this light, and it started getting closer and closer. And the best way I can describe it is if you took white ink and dropped it on a black piece of paper from a height, and how it has like the torn edges and splashes and stuff. That's what it kind of looked like. And it was getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And when I when I got really close, all of a sudden I was in the meadow, and it was like a really beautiful meadow. And at that time, I wasn't like super into I hunted, and I liked nature, but I wasn't like loving nature. And in that moment, I was just like, wow, this is like the most beautiful place I've ever been. And so I was in this meadow, and there's pink little butterflies and blue butterflies and uh, flowers, and the smell was super intense. Like it just smelled like everything was like you could just smell everything. In the distance, there was this one single tree and this little stream that ran beside it. And I was just thinking, I was like, wow, this is like an amazing place. And then all of a sudden, I felt the presence around me. I don't know if it was just one or multiple, but they started speaking to me in a language I didn't understand. But I knew what they were saying to me. It was like almost like having subtitles in a movie. So like they were speaking their language, but I could totally understand them. And they said that I had a choice, that I could go back, or I would, or I could stay with them. And at that time, I didn't think I was like a positive to the world, even to my kids. I didn't think I was worth uh, worth going back. I didn't. I thought I was like a net negative on the world essentially. And so I was like, oh well, I'm staying. They're like, there's no way I'm going back. And they said, well, before you make your decision, we want to show you something. And there had been this herp music playing, and it was really. I remember thinking at the time, thinking that like this is like so stereotypical. Like this is exactly what I would have expected, which is kind of funny because I was just I it just felt like super on the nose. Like, yeah, this is the afterlife. Um, and so they just said, we'll show you something. And so the next thing I know, I'm in this giant library, and it's this giant library hall, and it's huge. Um, and it's beautiful, and it smells like old wood. It's like a person that loves books, this would be like their favorite thing in the world. Like it was beautiful, and you could there was torchlight, but there was no smoke. And there was these giant at the very end of there's windows, and they were like stained glass, and there's paintings along the roof, and it was huge. It was like it had to be a couple stories high, kind of like St. Peter's Basilica, so bigger. And then on the sides there was these multi floors of bookcases with really big books. Like the books were probably like this big and really thick with really beautiful ornate leather binding. And you could smell the leather too. Like it was really weird up there, or wherever it was. You could smell like I could smell like everything all at once. That's what I really remember. And so they started leading me down this hallway and into a room off the right. And I couldn't, it was like I was floating as they were guiding me. I don't remember walking or anything. It was like I was on a track. And I go into this room, and then this other room, it's large. There's books in here. There's windows, and in the middle of this room, there's this table, and there's a dome on top of this table of glass. And I go up to it, and inside it, I'm shown my life, but it looks like a tree. And so what I'm shown is that is the roots are all these possible paths that I could have made, and these choices I could have made to get to this event. And this event, like my death or near death, is the tree trunk. And then after the tree trunk is all these different choices that eventually turn into roots, and then back into another event that's unavoidable. So there's all these events that are unavoidable throughout my life, but there's many ways to get to them. Some are easy, some are hard. And I really wish I knew, like, I don't remember anything about the past or the future or anything. And I really wish I did. But all I was shown was like the tree. And I don't remember this. I wasn't allowed to remember like anything about the future or anything. And they said, okay, so if you, so you have a choice, you can stay with us, and it's totally fine. There's no wrong choice. But if you do choose to go back, it's your last chance. And then the next thing I remember, and I don't actually remember choosing. The next thing I know is I'm waking up to a paramedic standing over me. They're putting a tourniquet on my arm, and they're putting an IV in me. They're asking if there's anybody else in the house, because there was so much blood. They thought that maybe I'd been like